So this week's word of the week is tonality. Now, tonality is a very wide-ranging term, but the two main things we focus on when we're talking about it in lessons is whether a piece is major or minor. Now, to give us an idea of what major and minor is, I'm going to play you a video here that shows Logic playing a C major chord. Notice that a C major chord has C, E, and G being played. Now, if we were to turn that into a C minor chord, we would have the red note here is a semitone lower. So we've got C, E flat, and G. Let's have a listen to that. Now, commonly people say that major chords sound happy. Let's have a listen to that one again. A happy chord. And minor chords sound sad. And that's achieved just by having that third note, the one in the middle, being a semitone lower. Now you might be wondering why I'm saying it's the third note when it's actually the second note in the chord. For that we need to have a look at major and minor scales. So here's a C major scale. And in that C major scale you can see that the 1, 2, third note of the scale is E. 1, 2, 3 is E. And if we go into the minor scale, the two red notes here are a semitone lower than they were in the major scale. And let's look again. That first red note is E flat. So when we're referring to the number of the note in the chord, 1, 2, 3, we're actually referring to it in the context of the scale rather than the chord. Just like when we're singing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in our lessons. So a major scale will have 8 notes in it that go up in this order, and a minor scale lowers the 3rd and the 6th note by a semitone. So again, that's highlighted by the red. And if we're talking about the chords that we heard earlier, the C major and minor chords, then we've got a couple of ways of notating them. A major chord we could refer to as C major using a capital M, but it's often more easily just referred to as C, and we assume that the chord is major. Minor chords we could refer to as C minor, again a lowercase m, but we normally would just abbreviate that to C with a lowercase m next to it, C minor. So when you're reading your chord sheets in your lessons, you should be able to tell whether a chord is major or minor, because if it's major, there's no M after it. If it's minor, there's a lowercase m after that. So that's our word of the week. Again, tonality, which is whether a piece is major or minor.